So, yes, it's been an incredible day already. We're going to go to the grand final, which is between Team Snore and Donar Fedoras, and we've already seen um, Donar Fedoras dominate in the semi-final. So Team Snore do very well in their semi-final as well. Both of them won their semi-finals 2-0. These are definitely the two best teams in Divisions 2 and 3 of Heroes Lounge. And they're finally going to go head to head. I mean, it's too close to call, isn't it, Heroes? Oh, cool.
I wouldn't dare to make any prediction here. Both teams with amazing performances. I really got surprised how dominant we had Dawn of Fedoras against Northern Exposure in the semi-final. But all in all, I guess you can't make a prediction here. The thing I love about a grand final is that it's actually a best of 5, but still with 2 map bans on either side. So in total, if it goes to a 5th game, we might see 9 maps either picked or banned, and that is basically almost all of the maps that there are. So we might see some plays, some maps that we haven't seen all day, and this might change everything as well. So yeah, really looking forward for this series.
Yeah. So, as you point out, each team gets 2 map bans. The first 2 that have been banned from by Team Snore are Garden of Terror and Battlefield of Eternity, and Donar Fedoras have banned Volskaya Foundry and Sky Temple. Now, banning Volskaya Foundry is slightly surprising, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. But sorry, who banned Volskaya?
Donar Fedoras did.
Oh well, that is really surprising.
Yeah.
I could have imagined that we saw that Team Snow probably saw the performance of Dawn of Fedoras on Volskaya Foundry that we just saw and reacted with a map ban on it. But yeah, themselves banning that map out. Although we gotta say we saw some good performances of Team Snore on Volskaya Foundry already today as well. So yeah, maybe just take it out to like not fight it out there.
Yeah. Well, we'll see, of course. But I mean, Cursed Hollow is where we're going for game number 1. Cursed Hollow. Now, that's been picked by. Who has that been picked by? It doesn't say on my screen. It's been picked. I will tell you. It's been picked by Team Snow. And so that means Down Fedoras will have first pick of heroes in the game number 1. What's the plan? What do you think is their idea here, Team Snow, on picking Cursed? It looks like they want to play macro, right?
It must kind of be. We know that Cursed Hollow is a map all about the macro. Globals coming in here very strong. Timing on the camps is key, as well as the boss plays. We all know that you really have to be aware when the enemy does the boss. Because if you're missing that and you're not doing your own boss in the time or try to invade there, you might face a double boss push, and that can be devastating already.
Absolutely. Well, as you can see at the top of your screen, ladies and gentlemen, as Heroes at School has just pointed out, this is a best of 5. That means it's going to be a long slog for both of these teams. There's no gimmicks. There's no cheap gimmick that wins you a map. Well, you can win you a map, but it won't win you the series. As Vala and Chromie are the first to ban. Mela Vala. So that tells me the Donna Fedoras have done their homework, because Mela Vala earlier.
Yeah, they pick him away from him. So no Vala in this game. I guess we do see a lot of heroes still open. The Greymane ban is kind of interesting to see for me as well, but we know that Team Snow actually love to play the Greymane here. So these are really targeted bans. Maybe I think so. I think they are both against melee, so they maybe try to dry out his hero pool here. It looks like that is their draft tactics for the moment. And they do have the first pick as well. So Alarak is still open. Alarak remains open. So what we talked earlier about might be come in handy here. Although Cursed Hollow, again, is a huge map, which usually, well, it's not the best for Alarak, but I still think he has such a big impact in team fights that you really can't let him through here. But apparently, Junkrat is even more valuable.
Yeah, I mean, Yes, Ruini's Junkrat last game was so terrifying. But that, of course, yeah, you leave the Alarak.
Alarak Open, we're going to see the Grand Final starting with an Alarak game. It's going to be interesting to see if they actually can benefit from it. They do have enough to counter it. We do see Garrosh Open, by the way, who wasn't seen yet in a game because he got banned almost every time. We have Johanna Open, obviously. There we go with the Johanna here. At the moment, the high priority supports are still available, and also is the Hanzo, for sure.
Yeah, I think Hanzo's a good pickup there from Mela. He's great here for bosses, he's great for vision, he's great for long-range poke on tributes and stuff. I like Hanzo on Cursed Hollow in general. Joanna, of course, we talked about, just the tank that you can just always depend on. Just always put her in every situation and no problems there. But instead of going for an ETC or a Garrosh, Mister's going for Muradin. Now, to me, that smells like aggression.
Yes. Kind of surprised by the Muradin pick here. Not going the ETC, not going anything else, like really jump and put the Stormbolt on a target, let it follow up by the Alarak here. And we have the commitment to Rhaegar, which is good on Cursed Hollow because Rhaegar can do camps as well as provides with a lot of healing. We have the Chen ban again coming in here. And the Anna is banned out, so no Ancestral Denies here this time. Interesting.
Yeah, so that's actually, I think that's sensible because we saw the power of Anna against Rhaegar a lot of times today. So that's a sensible ban, as you say. What supports does that leave open? You've got a Malfurion option, but he won't deal with that hard engage of Muradin and Alarak. But instead going for the Anduin and Material.
On top of that, the Tyrael here. I like the Tyrael. I was just thinking of a hero that we haven't seen, although he's very popular even up until the higher ranks these days, and he's particularly strong on Cursed Hollow. What hero did I have in mind? What do you think? I'm gonna tell you if he's coming up now. No, he's not. Oh well, no, he's not for sure.
That's more interesting in itself.
That gives me goosebumps. Love to see that. Come on, let's go. It's Grand Finals and we go with the Illidan for the first match. Why not? Into Johanna. Because why not? I love it. I love it already. Great stuff.
Who were you going to say, by the way?
I was thinking Rexa. I mean, Rexa can do solo bosses, and Misha provides another follow-up stun, pretty strong these days, and in the current meta, not too far behind. But no Rexa this game, at least. We haven't seen him all day, so we probably won't anyway. But we see another Jaina coming in, so a lot of burst damage, although we do not have that lockdown from the tanks given. But that slow with the water elemental might be pesky for that Illidan. What do you think is the game plan? I mean, if you run the Illidan, there's always two questions. Do you run Illidan for a team fight combination setup, or do you run him like as a half global with the hunt ready? So doing camps all the time, split pushing, and when he's needed, coming in with the hunt and go for a team fight.
I think one thing's for sure is Illidan is late game. He's late game pressure. He's also a win harder hero. Like if you get an advantage, then he can snowball because he becomes a bit unstoppable. Same is sort of true for Alarak. Alarak wants to keep that advantage rolling. But they've already got the Rhaegar to do camps. They've got the Lunara as well. Rhaegar and Lunara to buy them enough to do decent camp clear. Honestly, I've got no idea, but I know what's going to happen, and it's going to be exciting as we go into game number 1 in the best of 5 grand final between Donna Fedoras and Team Snore. On the left, it's Team Snore with Emperiz on that Johanna. We have Mela on Hanzo, Rafaloy on Tyrael, Snaky Boots on Anduin, and Owen on Jaina.
And on the other side, we do have for the team Don Alfordoros in the grand finale. We have Mist on Muradin, we have Ruini on the Lunara, Alone Name is playing the Rhaegar, and Arunas on the Alarak, as well as Brett Bucket playing the Illidan here. By the way, I think I heard that we had Melly on Hanzo. It's other way around.
Oh, they switched. They switched in draft. You're right.
They switched it after the draft. We do have Melly on the Jaina and Erwin playing the Hansel.
You are quite right, as they go into this little early skirmish from Yoden to get some Stormbolt stacks up and running. It's currently at 0. Yes, you're absolutely right. Melee on Jaina and Owen on Hanzo. So that's, I mean, that's, for me, that's interesting that they did that swap. It looks like that suggests they were going to put the melee on Hanzo, and then when they picked the Jaina, they decided to better of it. I mean, I don't know if that means they were going for a slightly different draft initially or what, but anyway, it is what it is, and Illidan has got Immolation, which suggests to me that he's looking more at doing camps than at doing team fights.
Yes, the same thing I was about to say. You usually go for that bonus damage on a double hit with the sweeping strike on level 1 if you really want to go towards the team fight based build. But I guess it's the right idea against that slow from the Jaina, who's actually caught a little bit in the mid, but survives there for the moment. That is actually probably not the right idea. I guess they really want to go for with a single target kill with the hunt, and apart from that, they really want to have Illidan maneuver around the map and go for time clears. By the way, we do see the sustaining power again taken for the Alarak, like we saw in the last game. So no Ruthless momentum here taken. Both siege camps actually taken pretty early. In my opinion, understandable on the side of Team Snore, not too understandable on the side of Dawn of Fedoras, as the first objective is going to spawn in top lane, which usually gives you the opportunity to time the bottom siege camp. So you force like kind of a situation where the teams have to deal with the bottom camp or the objective.
This is why, because they want to do an invade. This is a very aggressive invade here from the Fedoras into that blue territory. But I'm not sure they're going to get this camp steal in time, as Joanna's rotated down. Tyrael and Alarak both still in the top lane, so there is a 4v4, and eventually the camp is picked up by Team Snore.
Yeah, very quick reaction here from the side of Team Snore. Immediately able to defend the camp with the 4-man, so they managed to get a 4v4 situation there. The tribute is spawning in 6 seconds, which gives them enough time to clear the mid camp, and their own camp is going to start pushing through there. We have Alarak in a perfect position there, but the Hanzo Sonic Arrow is actually spotting that. We have Lunara still a little bit back, and there's a lot of burst damage coming in on the Alarak, but he saves himself with the telekinesis. We have the objective pick. The first tribute is on the side of Team Snore, and we have no kill apart from that. It's still 0-0 on the kill count.
It is, and Bread Bucket Illidan.
Oh, excuse me, it's not.
So, first blood goes over.
Illidan gets caught too far up in 3 members and gets finished by the Anduin in the end.
So, I mean, so far it seems like the momentum is definitely with Team Snore. They're not looking intimidated at all. They've got their Illidan kill. He is a late game hero, obviously, so he'll be more threatening late game. Possibly the same for Alarak as well once he gets his sadism up and running. But that's if he gets his sadism up and running, I should say.
Yeah. Alarak just barely making it out of a gank there at the top lane, and he has to teleport back now 10 seconds before the next objective spawns. I'm not sure Lunara is all the way at the bot lane, so this probably gives them a situation of a 2-0 lead. Nice root against the Muradin, and he drops lower and lower and lower, and he actually falls to the damage of Tyrael, so that definitely assures the second tribute on the side of Team Snore. And we do already have that situation when the next tribute is coming up, that we do have Dawn of Fedoras with the back against the wall and the forced take of the next objective.
And Illidan, he's going to get punished again. He went in looking for a cheeky aggression on Hanzo, and Jaina just kites him, and Hanzo just does all the work. And then Illidan falls down. And he's 2/3 of the team, he's 2/3 of the deaths in this game so far.
Yeah, actually, Illidan fallen twice here, and there was a camp to do, so yeah, no reason there. Maybe he's getting a little bit impatient there. We see a gank coming top on the Alarak. He's trying to self himself with the telekinesis, but is actually pushing the Tyrael with him, and the Tyrael is trying to block him out, but Jaina has to be careful herself as Rhaegar was rotating towards the top lane, and she had to go back. It's 19 seconds for the next tribute. we're gonna see them all teleport back. They are low on mana, low on health, but that tells you a lot, and it tells you a lot about that level of gaming that we're witnessing, that the teams are so ready with the rotations. They know when to go back, they know when to be ready for objective. The position is kind of advantageous for the side of Dawn of Fedoras, but it's still a 2-0 situation. We have them coming in.
Hanzo can
interrupt on the Illidan is there from the Hanzo, and now we see Johanna going in. Will they get another interrupt? Yes, there is another interrupt on the Illidan. We have Lunara trying to flank the team from the side, but she's dropping low very fast. The Blizzard is just there to zone, but it means no Blizzard for another few seconds. Then comes in the Condemned from the Johanna, and meanwhile Lunara is really aware of what is going on, but she can't really flank from the side because Jaina and Hanzo are so aware of what is going on. They are not, they're actually split apart, and now we see them go for the backline. We see Alarak dropping lower and lower, but it's Lunara who might fall first. Yes, it's Lunara who dies. On the other side, we do have the kill against Jaina from the Illidan. Muradin is jumping into the safe spaces for the moment. Anafas on the Alarak is trying to channel this again, and we have Illidan coming back in again, but he's dropping lower and lower, and he's actually surviving with 200 HP. And now we see them go back in. Nice damage from the Alarak coming in, and he's getting a kill against Hanzo there. We see Johanna trying to get a kill in the top, in the backline, and she gets the kill against the Rhaegar. But Illidan is it who makes it out barely alive, and the fight is now way too far apart for me to follow it everywhere where it goes on. But we still see the fight of Muradin against the Anwen, who is still alive, and he's able to tap. And there we see Illidan coming back into this game, and it's a 4-4 situation. Level 10 meanwhile are here for both teams, and Jaina is coming in. Lunara tries to tap the tribute, and she gets so there comes the arrow from far apart, and she gets a stun, but only on the Muradin. And on the other side, nice Holy Word Salvation to serve all these poison damage that is coming in from the Lunara, and they still go after the Muradin. Muradin might have to jump it ready. He gets healed from the Rhaegar, but it's not enough, so he falls in the end. And it's 1-all at the 1-0 for the moment, at least for the last split seconds of the fight. And the tribute is in the hands of Dawn of Fedoras, which is the good news for them, but that's about it. They try to go for the boss here, but it might be spotted by the Lunara, and this game is not giving us a break at all, and it's pretty much worth a grand finale.
It was 7 minutes in. We're 7 minutes in, and we've had an insane team fight that went on and on and on, and it was back and forth and perfectly even. Really, even right to the end. It's only the Lunara managed to cap the tribute that ended the fight. It wasn't that people died. I mean, sorry, people did die. It wasn't that the fight that was conclusively over. It's just that Lunara eventually capped the tribute because of the safe positioning. But as you pointed out, this boss has now been picked up for Dawn of Fedoras, and there's no way that Team Snore can defend it. Sorry, Team Snore have picked up the objective, and there's no way that Dawn of Fedoras can defend it because they have to contest this tribute.
Yeah, boss is gonna get a lot of value in. Meanwhile, Hanzo is not yet here. There's the arrow coming in, and Alarak is fallen. The Sanctification is there just to secure the kill, and the value out of his Holy Word Salvation perfectly timed as well. Look at the health bar, how it is rising, and we see Mist being in a lot of trouble there in the front line, and he actually falls, although he managed to jump over the wall, and that is gonna mean a curse at the very least. And they might go, yes, they decided to go for the boss first. They do have, well, that is a cheeky attempt here. They're dropping the boss, but will they really use... Yeah, they're gonna use at least a little bit of the curse time towards that boss, which is half health only. And the mid lane is not gonna much value because we do have the Bruiser camp there as well. But strong team fight for the side of the Team Snore here.
Yeah, and they've got the curse, they've got the boss rolling top, they've got... Okay, the boss going bot has finally been defeated, but that's gonna have potentially some minion waves there. Bread Bucket on Illidan is trying to soak and defend that. I feel like it's so close to being the right conditions for Dawn of Fedoras, but it's just not quite there yet. When a couple of kills have been traded, when it's like 3v3, that's when Illidan's going to really switch on and suddenly be able to just become uncontrolled. Illidan doesn't work if he can be locked down and blown up by a whole team. But if he's one, you know, if it's 3v3, he can just keep going. Oh, the Hanzo arrow again! And it comes, trying to catch Lunara. It goes, the Condemned catches onto Alarak. The Cleanse is there, keeping him alive with the Ancestral. The confidence from Alarak to know that his healer was going to keep him alive. Didn't even blink, just throws out the damage onto the enemy team.
Yeah, okay. What a strong defense for the Alarak here, who was taking the Condemn, the stun from the boss, the Hanzo arrow, and still managed to survive there with the help of his fellow friend Rhaegar. Unfortunately, not being able to get a counter kill instead with that. But look at the bot camp during curse time, actually getting a fort for themselves. So it's only 2 forts that they are ahead. And we're getting closer to a level 13 to 13 situation here. And it looks like they would be up for a fight.
Yeah, and the thing is, Illidan's trying to get some split soak whenever there's not actually a fight going on. And he can come in anytime with Hunt. The problem is Ancestral Healing is down at the moment. Whereas Hanzo Arrow, which has been basically used on cooldown so far. Hi Tyrael, says Mist. Are you in this bush? Would you like some combinations? That's going to be the end of your health, is it? Jumps out, Anduin saves on top. Tyrael gets away, but the Anduin helping hand was used, and that's a long cooldown. So,
sure is.
And in the meantime, Illidan's just constantly soaking. He's just up in the lanes, soaking away. And if the fight's actually a fight, but is this a rotation gank on him? Does he know? Does he know what's about to jump on top of him? He's not sniffed it out. Yeah, that's an overstay from Bread Bucket. They've found him out and they've rotated and ganked, perfectly executed there by Team Snore.
Yeah, and that is actually helping them quite a lot. We see the pings that they are coming towards the mid lane, and there's the Hanzo Arrow, but it's only Muradin that it falls. But will they be satisfied with that? We have Rhaegar coming able. He might have Ancestral, is ready, but it's not yet really used because it's not really needed yet. Although it might get closer and closer. There's the Avatar, and now Ancestral Healer is coming through as well. So Muradin survives for another day, and he jumps to safe places here. If that arrow would have hit 2 more targets, they would have fallen for sure there. And instead, we see the next tribute coming in on the bot. But by the way, on the bot lane, we do have pressure coming in. So split push-in actually paying off there a little bit. We have Illidan still on the top lane, trying to split push again. This time he's going to be more careful, probably.
Hanzo is in time to catch that soak. I was about to say, it's the juicy soak that they're probably worried about missing on the side of Team Snore. Is if that wave is, just crashing into the towers, then it's soak that Team Snore are missing. But Hanzo did get there in time to soak it, so credit to Erwin there for that map awareness. And in the meantime, yep, Illidan's like, okay, the fight's over, I'm going back to the camp, and I'm going to go back to split push and split soak, and I'm just going to do that all game. In terms of XP soaked, he's on 7.5k. Actually, Joanna leading the way on 7.9k though, so some credit to Joanna for out-soaking the split-pushing Illidan.
Yeah, kind of a strong idea here, and we do see them not letting have the siege camp here. It's a 1-1 situation, and they instead try to invade there. They know that Illidan is on the top lane, split push in, and he can't be... The Hunt is... This is slightly out of range of the Hunt, so they know that as long as he's not moving, they are not threatened to get a surprise anywhere. So... yeah, they feel comfortable for the moment.
Yes, for the moment. Level 16 will be picked up soon by Donna Fedora's though, and when it does, I just think Illidan is just getting stronger and stronger the later this game goes on. Obviously, the Sanctification is also going to be huge, because if Illidan jumps in, then you press Sank. Here comes the Hanzo Arrow, by the way, straight onto Alarak with the Blessed Shield to follow, presses the Counter-Strike though, and the Ancestral. Absolutely huge here from Alarak and Rhaegar, and they've turned this around, maybe onto Jaina.
When will we see the Hunt? There's the Hunt, finally. Now they get onto the Jaina. He was waiting until she brought herself out of position. There she's bought into the space from the back time, but no chance. Hollywood Salvation saving them for another day. Illidan is dropping lower and lower. He's jumping towards his Lunara and he's saving. Telekinesis is saving the Alarak, but that doesn't help a lot as Hanzo gets the double kill against Lunara and Illidan in the end.
This is huge stuff from Team Snore, who seem to just pull them apart. You were absolutely right. When was that hunt? It came a little bit late, and then Jaina didn't run into the Sanctification, and I thought, has Jaina made a mistake here? But of course, they've got 2 Sanctifications, where the second one is in the form of Anduin's Holy Word Salvation, and so that, like, when one of those, one Sanctification doesn't work, bring out another. I suspect the reason Illidan didn't hunt so early, just to answer your question, is because he's trying to say that for Anduin's Holy Word Salvation, he wants to use it as an interrupt, because then it's just like Anduin's a big juicy target. But
yeah, I thought about this as well. But I think, don't they have like the momentum, the telekinesis from Alarak should interrupt there as well. If not, the silence does for sure. So yeah, I think if they commit to this fight, he can't wait too long and let his team fight a 4 against 5 situation. But it's difficult to say because they really so far. Let's stick with the 5 for a moment, because we see Johanna going into the backline, and Lunara is just deleted from the planet in a matter of seconds there. Holywood Salvation is again there, everything is out, so no interrupts there as well. We have the Ancestral healing the Alarak for one more time. Muradin is way much pressured in the backline, but he can jump into the safety for a moment. Illidan is blinded, so he doesn't provide himself with a lot of heal. Curse is here, and the boss is still going on, and it's pretty much 90% health. And now it's hitting the core already, and we have a 5 against 3 situation as Illidan was falling in the backline. And that might already end game 1 of the Grand Finale.
Yeah, it looks like this is going to be game 1 going over to Team Snort. I don't see how you can defend this. They're going to give it their best shot. Hanzo's trying to just zone everyone away, allow that boss the space to finish the game, and it is GG. Game number 1 goes over to Team Snore in its best of 5. Phenomenal play from Team Snore there. I'm just really impressed there. I think they executed it perfectly. They didn't panic over the Illidan, because sometimes you see an Illidan pick and then the enemy team panics and tries to pick counters and whatnot, and it doesn't always work out. So credit to Team Snore for remaining calm in the face